Hey guys, just another inbox review for you, this time of a kit that's just initially been released around about 2 or 3 weeks ago. It is of course Tamiya's new Panther D. This particular variant of the Panther was actually used as the initial version at the Battle of Kursk and was thought to be its first action actually. It was a very effective fighting machine, but unfortunately suffered from mechanical reliability issues, and I think basically the first unit that was sent there virtually broke down. But obviously as the war went on, more and more refined variants were actually produced. This is the initial version that was put into action, which is the Panther Ausf. As I say, it was initially used at the Battle of Kursk, and this kit is actually based around that period. As you can see, you've got the familiar white box art as is illustrated on the box here, and I know for instance that this kit has been highly sought after. But before I do this in-box review, we've had a little bit of a mishap with the Hurricane. I was cleaning earlier this morning and unfortunately knocked her down, so the front part, the canopy's been knocked off, the pitot tube's gone, and she's going to need refilling, as you can see there. Mr. Clumsy here wasn't looking where he was going, and another thing that's gone missing is the glass for the landing lights. Now what I'm going to have to do is get online and order some spares from Hornby themselves. It's probably going to take around about probably just less than a week, so until I get the parts through, unfortunately guys, this build is on hold. It always seems to happen to me when I'm trying to get my builds done. I go well and then something calamity Jane hits me again. Don't worry, this will get done on time, as I've still got plenty of time. It's not until the end of October that the group build finishes, so even if you're watching, and you Charles, don't worry my friends, this will be done. Okay, it's just that Mr. Clumsy here wasn't looking where he was going, and the Hurricane was trying to fly unsuccessfully. So I've got the parts, I can repair it, I can refill it. It's just a matter of getting the glass for the landing lights, and then Bob's your uncle, we're back in action. Okay, anyway, away from that diversion, let's get back to the inbox review. As you can see here, you've got the familiar box art on the front of the box, beautifully done, as you can see there. If anybody wants to get hold of this kit, it is issue number 353454200, and if you want to pause that and take a note of the number, by all means do so. Now initially this is a Japanese import. They have been coming in by the bucket load now, but they have been going pretty blooming quick, because the tooling on this is absolutely amazing. You've actually got some link-to-link tracks there, and obviously you've got some etch brass for the engine grills. Okay, but you've got other goodies which you can actually order with this kit, and I shall show them to you in due course. But as I say, we're going to see what's inside the box. On the side you've got an illustration of one of the versions you can do from Kursk on a tritonal scheme, as you can see here. Okay. And then you've got an illustration of the actual figures and how they're posed, which does look rather good, I have to say, very effective. There we are. So, without further ado, we get the instruction sheet out and run through that, as is per the norm with me, as you well know. Now let's just put the box down here. There we go. Again, as is per norm with Tamiya, you've got an illustration of the assembled kit, which I must say does look rather fantastic. This is a very highly detailed version of Tamiya's. Well, for Tamiya it is. I know Dragon are absolutely super detailed. But to be honest with you, when I heard about the reviews on this, I had to get one. So there you go. Again, you got the various warnings, and then obviously you got the colour callouts on the front, which is most unusual because they're normally on the inside. Then some of the tools and accessories you can get to build this kit. Okay, and then when you open her up, you've got the added option of getting optional extras, and as you know, with one of the engineer sets you can get a you can actually get in that set a Maybach engine if you want to have the engine cover hatch operate. What am I saying? If you want the engine hatch detailed. Okay, And then you've got the track assembly, which you can see there, because you can get a track assembly unit in a box separately from this. And obviously with the barrel set, you can, if you want to open her up and show a bit of detail, you've got the interior for the breech and then a metal barrel. Okay. Now it's actually telling you, no it's not giving you any sort of specific hull colour, so I think you're going to have to do your research on this, guys. Okay. Unusually for an armour kit, first process is to work on the lower hull, adding all the suspension arms. I'm not sure if this has got a workable track suspension system, unlike the Dragon kits. I may be wrong, but then again you've got the escape hatch there, and then obviously you've got the front two arms for the final drive, and then you put the rear axle on the back there. Okay, and add the back plate. Okay, and then it's just giving you the initial part of putting the plug in for, I have no idea. Oh yeah, you do. Maybe you have got trackable workable track suspension arms for the suspension, so maybe you have. Interesting. And then on stage 2, as is per the norm, the assembly of all the running gear, which you can see there. And then you add the running gear supposedly to the lower hull, if you should so wish, but I shall leave it again at the very end. And then obviously have all the other assembly of the running gear. Okay. And then it goes into the more detail again, because obviously this thing had about 18 different wheels, and obviously it's showing you where to put the final drive, etc. Okay. And then you've got the back tool, I think that's the tool compartment, and then the assembly of the jack. And then obviously the next stage is to put the exhaust on the rear plate, which you can see here. Add the 2 toolboxes to the back of the plate. Voila. And then obviously add the jack, etc. to the back plate. Okay. And this is just showing you how to assemble the rubber tracks if you want to use those, but you know what I'm like with rubber tracks, so I won't be using those, guys. Learned the lesson there and got stung severely last time. And then again you've got the attachment of the viewport for the driver's hatch, and obviously the assembly of various hatches at the frontal armour, as you can see there. Then add the engine covers to the back of the actual vehicle's upper hull, as you can see there. But again, you've got the option of opening her up and putting the spare Maybach engine in. And then you put the side plates on for the Schutzen up to the upper hull. And it's a case of adding all the hatches, and then obviously the rear jack plug and spades and tools. Add the engine covers onto the mantle, and then obviously all the hatches go on. I don't know if you've got the added option of having them open. I think it's supposed to be basically buttoned up. Add all the tools to the side of the upper hull, and I think the headlights. Oh, you do. Sorry, I beg your pardon. You do have the option of having the hatches open if you should so wish. And then obviously you've got the rear turret mount. Build that, put it on the back of the vehicle, along with all the side assemblies, vision ports, etc. Okay, and then obviously add the headlights onto the front of the frontal armour, beg your pardon. And then it's showing you how to assemble all the tool racks up there. So this actually goes into a lot more detail than previous issue kits by Tamiya of the Panther. Pull the tool racks, etc. onto the upper hull. Add the engine cover. Again, you've got the option of keeping it open if you should so wish. And obviously put the upper hull to the lower hull, along with the side clamps for the Schutzen. Add the tow bars, tow ropes, and obviously spare tracks to it, which go on the side of the rear of the vehicle, along with the Schutzen. Showing you the other side as well. And then you go on to the assembly of the turret, okay, which you can see there along with the commander's cupola. Okay, so this does go into a lot more detail, guys. Okay, Next up, again, is the assembly of the turret and all the cupola and side hatches, along with the mount for the turret. And then obviously you've got the added option of putting the actual plastic supplied barrel on. Now the good thing I noticed with the barrel on this is that it all comes in one piece, so if you didn't want to do a metal barrel, you don't have to. The only thing I would say it's going to be a pain in the arse is the actual guns are breached. Well, is it the mantlet here? It's in two halves, so to be honest with you, that's why I've gone for the metal barrel. Okay, then you put the smoke canisters, the mine launchers on the side of the turret, add the barrel to the turret, then put the grab handles on, showing you the position of the smoke launchers, as you can see there. Then you add the turret to the lower hull, add the figures on. Again, they're posed, which is probably what I'm going to do, and shows the colour guide to the two crew figures, the commander and the loader. And then obviously you can add your etched brass grille sets to the rear engines. Okay, and that also shows you where you can actually position the Maybach engine from the other engineer set that Tamiya do. Okay, so that is the assembly in a nutshell. Now another thing I like, which is a nice touch, is the colour call outs. They come in a nice clear sheet, and you've got some close-up studied photos, so if you need to do any reference you can. So that is a nice touch by Tamiya. And then again, obviously you've got the option of 3 units which were based at Kursk during the battle. As you can see there, you've got Panther 445, which is from the Crush Deutschland unit. And the thing I like is that you've got plenty of views so that you can refer to it when you're doing your camo. That is absolutely awesome. And obviously you've got the colour call outs at the top there. Again, the other one is based on the 4th Company, 53rd Panzer Battalion, 39th Panzer Regiment, again at Kursk. As you can see there, that's Panther 432. And finally, you've got Panther 745, which is of the 7th Company, 56th Panzer Battalion, 39th Panzer Regiment, again at Kursk. Okay, so that is a nice touch by Tamiya, guys. And that's probably one of the reasons this has been so popular. Right, now we're going to get on to the most interesting bit, is what's inside the box. Okay, again you've got your rubber tracks. I'm not going to use these, but to be honest with you, the detail on them is absolutely superb, as you can see there. And they haven't actually got any flash on them for a change. So yeah, the teeth look nice as well, but to be honest with you, you're never going to get that sag, and I've already ordered the track links for those anyway, and the track links you can get in this set here. Okay, again, if you want to know the number for the set, it's 12665-1900, and I'll just hold that there in case you want to pause it and take a note of the number. Alright, so I've got those in. And I've also got the extra detail for the barrel, which includes a metal barrel, and that's also the detail for the breech as well. And that is absolutely superb. Okay, guys, and if you want to know the number of this one, it's 12664. I sourced this off of eBay. Alright, at a very good rate. Okay, just gives you that added detail, as it were. Okay, first off, we've got the lower hull, as you can see here. Beautifully crisply detailed, and you can see all the suspension on the side there, very clearly done. Not a lot of detail on the interior, but to be honest with you, you're never going to see it anyway. But again, nice detail. Okay, guys, and then the first sprue is obviously the actual back plate, the ammunition stowage. You've got the smoke launchers, and you've got the crew figures there, as well as the mantlet. And the thing I like with the mantlet, you've got that lovely cast texture on there, which they have absolutely caught beautifully. Can you see, guys? It really is beautifully done. Okay, so that's going to add very much to this finish of the kit. And then obviously you've got the upper part of the turret, as you can see there, again beautifully crisply moulded. And then I think you've got side mine launchers. What else have I got here? Again, the texture on the actual driver and loader's hatch is very nicely done. I'll catch it in the light there. Beautifully done. And you've obviously got the crew figures right here. Alright guys, there you go. That is beautifully moulded. It'll come up with some nice oils and a nice wash. So there you go, that's the first sprue. Second and third sprue, as you would think, is the running gear. Again, beautiful detail on it. They've really caught it well. There's your engine covers. Beautifully done for the fanning blades, headlights, etc. Very, very nicely done. And even the sprockets. I love the way they've caught the nuts on them as well. Beautifully done. And then you've also got your suspension arms up here, and it's the same on the other sprue as well, which you can see here. Okay. The biggest sprue is obviously where you got the chutes and the final drive. Now again, on the final drive, if you have a look at that, they have really beautifully caught the casting texture on it. If I can show you in the light, I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll try and get it into focus. But that is beautifully caught with the mould on the final drive. I'm really impressed with this. I really am, guys, I can tell you. Then you got the chutes, and it is just lovely and thin. Now, obviously some of them had them missing. You can cut them and shape them. But again, I don't know if you can see, but you've got a slight amount of casting texture on it as well. Sorry, I've just knocked one of my bottles of Zappagat over. I'll just pop that back again. And I've knocked the other one now. Oh dear, might as well make a matching pair. But they are beautifully thin, as the chutes and should be. And then you've got the front part of the mountain there. I'll just show you that sprue again. Okay, guys. And then you've got the commander's cupola, etc. And then you've got the upper part of the hull. Again, you've got nice detail on there, clean, crisp and clear. And obviously you've got the added option of having that open with the extra set from the engineer's set, which I might well do actually. So, and they've caught the casting and seam lines, and the weld seams are very nice as well, as you can see there. I'll just put that around to show it in the light. Okay, and then finally you've got the actual turret. Again, there is a slight casting texture on it. Now whether these had Zimmerit on them as the initial production or not, I don't know, but I'm sure you'll be able to get some Zim in. And I know Tamiya do actually do Zimmerit sets, or Edward. But again, I love the way they've caught the casting on the side of the turret. It's really impressive. So that, and then obviously you've got your plastic lugs. There's a little bit of wire there for one of the tow ropes, but unfortunately with the others you've got a string, but I'm going to order some aftermarket for that. That, my friends, is the Panzer IV Ausf by Tamiya in a nutshell. Am I impressed with this kit? Yes, I am. I have to say the level of detail on this Panther is extremely good, and having read a few reviews and seen how I nearly forgot one thing, the decal sheet. This is your decal sheet, so you've got all the various options of all the various units that took part in Kursk. Again, they are a little bit shiny. It's going to be a bit of a toss up whether I get aftermarket or not, but we'll see. But I have to say I am extremely impressed with this kit, guys. It is, well, to be honest, it's one of the best that I've seen Tamiya produce in a long time. And if you can get hold of one, I would heartily recommend that you do, because they are going pretty fast. Alright, anyway, I hope you enjoyed the review, and you guys can keep busy on the workbench, be good to one another, and as I say, leave your comments or subscribe, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care for now.